What's going on, everybody? Captain Gonzo here with that Flight Sim channel, coming to you with another video here idea. So if you saw the thumbnail, paid attention to the title, you know that today we will be messing around with SayIntentions. So what is SayIntentions? SayIntentions is much like what you've seen in our other videos with BeyondATC. We all know that the default ATC leaves a lot to be desired here, unfortunately. And so if you're looking to step up your game and trying to increase the realism and practice your communication skills, well, SayIntentions is yet another program available to us simmers. And let me tell you something, I am impressed. Captain Flako and I have been messing around with it. Now we're just about a week. And actually last week we got to spend a couple of late nights talking to the developer and CEO of the company himself. We only know him as Brian, so Brian, if you're watching this, thanks again for the help. One of the very few products that we've ever worked with directly with the developer, and he has provided us with guidance and helped us figure out bugs live. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So you best believe that Captain Flako and I are going to be lifetime customers of Brian. So Brian, thanks again, buddy. Looking forward to seeing what you make out of this program. But anyways, guys, we are here in beautiful Puerto Rico. This is the country, the island where Captain Flako and I were born. And we are in Isla Grande, which is a small little airport just to the west of Luis Muñoz Marin International, otherwise known as the San Juan International Airport here. That's where you'd probably fly into. And what we'll do is get on the Cessna, and I want to test SayIntentions software. And I want to see how they can handle VFR flying. If you spent some time, and by the way, I'm going to be firing up the Cessna in the background. If you spent some time on BeyondATC, you know that BeyondATC is a remarkable product. No complaints whatsoever. However, when it comes to VFR flying, I feel like they're slightly behind the curve. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think I've tried asking for flight following, for example, in VFR flights, and I haven't gotten much of a good response. In comparison, I jumped on SayIntentions last week, requested flight following, and what I heard blew my mind, man. It was actually pretty impressive, and everything worked as I expected it to. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll be doing a VFR flight from Isla Grande here. And let me pick up the name of the airport because I don't remember. I know we're going to the southern city of Ponce, which is down here. You can see on the EFP. Tango Juliet Papa Sierra is the destination airfield. And you can see we're going to hop over from the northeast corner of the island down to the southwest. Now, of course, we are in beautiful San Juan. So let me switch out to the drone camera. And let's just take a look around the scenery. By the way, brand new scenery that I just picked up from Puerto Rico. Believe it's only about $12 US, so check it out if you haven't already. It is compatible with Flight Sim 2020 and 2024. There's beautiful old San Juan. There's the famous Fort El Morro and all of the tourist areas. So definitely brings this place to life, and it really, really kicks the default scenery to the curb. All right. Well, let me reset my drone camera just to have it ready here. Let me go ahead and turn off my fuel pump. Let's go ahead and crank this puppy. So I'm going to open that throttle about 1/4 inch. Let's throw that mixture completely back. And here we go. Clear prop. All right, that's a good engine start. Let's try to run up to 1,000 RPM. Avionics masters can come on. And just for the sake of sound, let's close these windows. We can clean the flaps up. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We got to figure out what's the weather here in Isla Grande. And sorry, I forgot to give you the name here. So the identifier is Tango Juliet India Golf. We'll pick it up. Fernando Luis Rivas Dominici. What a name. So you guys can just call it Isla Grande, right? For Big Island. That's the literal translation. That's how we know it in Puerto Rico. I just call it Isla Grande, hence the IG on the identifier. And you can see just to the east here, just a little bit southeast, you've got TJSJ or San Juan, Luis Muñoz Marin International. All right, Well, anyways, let's go ahead and pick up ATIS. So, I'm going to open up the window for SayIntentions. And I apologize, I don't think I have it set up. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Okay, so there we go. I believe you should be able to see my SayIntentions window. If I press the settings icon, it'll open a little window that you will not see. So, pretty similar, albeit different, to BeyondATC's interface. You can see here. Let me check. Yeah, this might not be working properly, guys. I apologize. It's not really refreshing with the full information. So I might have to just take a screenshot or something and paste it here on the video. Okay, well, sorry about that. That was a bust. I cannot get the window to properly be recorded, and it does not show all the information I'm seeing. So I'll just provide screenshots as reference. And of course, if you're an existing SayIntentions customer, then you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, so we got to pick up ATIS. So again, if you look at your SayIntentions window at the very top, you've got a set of frequencies. However, let me make this clear for you existing SayIntentions people. The issue that I was having is that on the miscellaneous tab under the settings wheel, I had the ATC experience set to pro mode. And I was like, yeah, I'm a private pilot. I should be able to handle that. Well, when you go pro mode, you will not see your chatter in text between the controllers and yourself, and you will not see the frequencies because it's pro. So it's assuming that you're going to write everything down or you have your charts handy. So I put it in standard, and I feel like standard is just a sweet spot there for a seasoned pilot as well as a newbie. So if you're somewhere in that category, standard should work well. They also have a student pilot mode, which is very user friendly. Okay, so just checking some settings here. Let's go ahead and tune into ATIS, which is 120.4. So we'll go on COM 1 and we'll set our frequency. So 120.4. I believe the winds are out of the east. Let's take a listen.
Currently out of service. Advise on initial contact. You have information Sierra. Fernando Luis Ribas Dominixi Airport. Information Sierra. Automated weather is currently out of service.
Oh, lovely.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Sierra.
Okay.
Fernando Luis Ribas Dominixi Airport. Information Sierra. Automated weather is currently out of service.
So we'll go to the ground
Advise
frequency.
on initial contact. You have information Sierra. Fernando Luis.
So the automated weather observation is out of service. Great, but we've got Sierra. So I've changed my keyboard layout to the Flight Sim 2020 keyboard commands. So I'm just going to press the B or Bravo key, and our altimeter will be set properly for our area here. So because we're heading straight from Isla Grande here, Tango Juliet India Golf to Tango Juliet Papa Sierra, which is to the southwest, we're just going to tell ground that we've got weather. I believe we'll be expecting to depart runway 9 heading eastbound, and then we'll request flight following at 4,500 feet. Let's see how SayIntentions handles it. Let me just make sure I'm good. Yep, I've got the right frequency. Fernando Luis Ribas ground. This is ExecJet 319 with information Sierra. We're ready to taxi for departure, and we'd like to pick up flight following to Tango Juliet Papa Sierra at 4,500 feet. Let's see what they say.
Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot, Fernando Luis Ribas Dominici Airport ground. On departure, maintain VFR at or below 4,500 feet. Departure on 119 or decimal 4, squawk 2645.
Oh, let me clear that. All right, on departure, we'll maintain VFR. Climb and maintain 4,500. Departure frequency 119.4, squawk 2645 for Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Fox.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, read back correct.
Awesome, so you guys heard that, right? So I already requested flight following. They know my arrival, which is Juliet Papa Sierra, or Tango Juliet Papa Sierra. They told me to remain VFR, which means we got to stay clear of clouds. We also have specific weather minimums within these particular airspaces. So here we go. Let's let them know that we're ready to taxi. But so far, you can see that it sounds very authentic. That's one thing I'm loving so far about this application. The radio comms just sound so much better. They sound very, very authentic. You can hear that squelch. You can hear all those funky noises in the background. So let's let them know we're ready to taxi. In ground, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot, ready to taxi for departure.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, taxi to runway 27 via Alpha 6.
Alpha 6, runway 27 for Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. Okay, so let's go ahead and release the parking brake. So it looks like we are going to be departing on the opposite end. We'll be heading westbound. And right now, take a look really quick before I even taxi out. Look at our magnetic compass here. So it's showing that we've got a bearing of 190, give or take, right? We're facing south, but look at my heading indicator. So we have to adjust that. This is why it's important you pay attention to your flight displays, right? In this case, our 6-pack, our steam gauges. So we have to adjust this to make sure that we're reading this right and that we're facing the right direction. So right now, that's 180, 190, let's say 188, somewhere around there. There we go, close enough. So now we know that we'll be departing to the west, which means we're going to make a left here onto Alpha and then Alpha 6. Check the brakes. Good brakes. Nice, beautiful day here in the Caribbean island of Puerto Rico. Like I said, Captain Flako and I spent some years of our childhood here in the center of the island. We are what you could consider a couple of country boys, which is from a city or an area called Morovis. So if I've got any Puerto Ricans watching this, just make sure you understand that we are Moroveños from Morovis. Anyways, as we're taxiing down here, look at the scenery. You've got a lot of static aircraft, which I love. I love it when developers include all types of static airplanes. It just looks so much better. Alright, we're going to continue taxiing there down to runway 27, and then we'll get ready for our run-up and departure. Alright, so we're holding short here at runway 27. Let me just go ahead and set up my departure frequency here on my standby frequency. So 119.4 was the departure frequency. And actually, wait, I screwed that up. I got handed off the tower and I forgot to switch over. So 135.875. Let's do that first. There we go. We're on tower. Now we can set this to 119.4. Let's go ahead and make sure we're on nav mode instead of GPS. And let's go ahead and set up for a quick run up. Parking brake is on. Verify fuel shutoff is pushed in. Tank selector on both. Mixture full rich. Let's go up to 1800 RPM. There's 18. Let's check the left mag, or the right mag, sorry. Yeah, that's the left mag. Okay, it's about 100 RPM, maybe 125. Back to both. Let's go to that right mag. Yep, about another 100, 125, so the differential, not too much there. Go back to both. We'll scan engine instruments, fuel flow green. EGT still showing a little bit down there, no biggie. Fuel tanks are full, temperature on the oil and pressure green, good vac, good amps. Check idle. And we're good. Back to 1000 RPM. Let's go ahead and set our transponder to altitude reporting mode. And let's give tower a call, let them know we're ready to go. Tower, good afternoon. Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot holding short 27, ready for departure.
Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot, Fernando Luis Ribas Dominici, Airport Tower, runway 27, winds 345 at 15, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. Alright, landing lights on, taxi lights are on. Let's go ahead and set the timer here for our elapsed time. It is going hot. Nobody on the approach end. Runway is vacant. It is all ours. So here we go. Let's start rolling. Let's get some crosswind correction here. Everything's in the green. And there's about 55. We're pitching up. And there's a good rotation. Keeping that right rudder, keeping that turn slip coordinator ball nice and centered. Beautiful weather. Loving the water here too. And now we wait to be handed off to departure.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, contact departure.
Switching to departure for Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. So long. Alright, there we go. We switched over to 119.4. Let's give him a call. San Juan departure, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot, climbing 1,000 for 4,500.
Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot, San Juan approach, radar contact.
Awesome, there we go. So they've got us on the scope. Let's go ahead and make that left turn here for a southwest heading. Let's say 220, 230, somewhere around there. Alright, so as you can see, we're climbing here nice and easy on a heading of 230 roughly. Got some interesting winds. We're making our way up to 4,500. So let's go ahead and set that autopilot here, 4,500. Let me set the heading bug on the heading indicator here. Keep us on a rough course towards Ponce. There we go. Let's go ahead and engage the autopilot. Engage heading mode. Hands are off the controls. Watching the airspeed. Getting a little slow there. Doing 60-ish knots. We should be leveling off here momentarily. This autopilot is kind of funky. There we go. So far, what can I say? I love this. I love the fact that we have these options for VFR flying. One thing I also want to test, which I may do maybe another video on, is do some VFR traffic pattern work. I don't know how well SayIntentions has it modeled, but we'll have to find out together. Okay, we're cruising along, so let's go ahead and reduce power here. Let's drop RPMs to, let's see, 23,000. There we go. Or 2,300, sorry. We can lean that mixture just a tad. Looking at our fuel flow. And the Cessna 172 SP here likes to burn about 7.5 gallons per hour. That's a typical cruise burn, so that's pretty good. But we got plenty of gas and a relatively short hop over to Ponce. So let's go here to our GNS 530. Let's go to flight plan. Let's select a waypoint. So let's go in here. TJPS. Mercedita in Ponce. That's the airport we want to go. Let's do a direct to. There we go. Activate, and voila. We've got a nice track. Now we can go to nav. Let's go to GPS. Hit nav. Now the autopilot knows to follow that magenta line. And that's about it.
Skyhawk 333, Whiskey Foxtrot, San Juan approach. What's your final?
San Juan approach. Our final is Tango Juliet Papa Sierra, Ponce.
Skyhawk 3, Whiskey Foxtrot. Good afternoon.
See, I love that. That feels so authentic. And you can hear me double tapping the push to talk. You can hear the double tap. That's something that you do in real world. You can do it. Not necessarily something you have to do. It's kind of a common courtesy when you don't have to take up the bandwidth or you don't want to take up the radio. You can just double tap and acknowledge. Like, copy. I heard what you said. Now, is that really a professional way to do it? I don't really know. I do it sometimes. It just depends. Obviously, if you're being instructed to land or taxi or hold short, you don't want to double tap. That's not the appropriate way to do it. You want to give back the proper read back. But we'll continue on our way to Ponce, and then we'll pick back up whenever ATC gives us any further instruction. So the autopilot's doing some funky stuff here as we're cruising along some mountainous terrain just below us. It's kind of struggling to maintain 4,500, so I'm having to keep an eye out on my airspeed because it likes to pitch up all of a sudden. Anyways, here's what we're going to do. We're looking at our ETE there on the GNS 430 just underneath, and it looks like we've got an estimated time and route of just about 11 minutes. We'll play it conservative, or 20 nautical miles. So I'm going to give San Juan Approach a call and let them know that we want to do a touch and go, and then join the traffic pattern for maybe some more touch and goes and see how they respond. Here we go. San Juan Approach, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, good afternoon.
Yeah, San Juan Approach, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. We like to request a touch and go for some traffic pattern work at Tango Juliet Papa Sierra.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, cleared for touch and go at Tango Juliet Papa Sierra. Expect runway 27 for pattern work.
Cleared for the touch and go at Tango Juliet Papa Sierra, and expect runway 27 for some traffic pattern work. Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. Thank you. Oh man, that is awesome. That is satisfying. So we'll really put it to the test once we get down there. We got to get ready to enter that traffic pattern altitude and establish ourselves on a good pattern. So we'll see you guys when we're getting ready to do so. So one thing to note, I decided to pull up the airport here, Juliet Papa Sierra in Ponce, and it looks like we've got actually runway 12 or 30. So I don't know where they're getting that information for 27. So what we can do is request runway 12. Let's see if they'll take that, because it's showing right now that our winds are favorable on runway 12. And San Juan Approach, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. We'd like to request runway 12 for the touch and go at Tango Juliet Papa Sierra.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, runway 12 approved for touch and go at Tango Juliet Papa Sierra.
Touch and go approved for runway 12 at Tango Juliet Papa Sierra. Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. Okay, cool. So we're on the same page now. So we can expect runway 12. So we'll be coming out of the northwest, which means we can enter a left-hand traffic pattern or a left downwind for runway 12 once we get there. Alright, so we are about 10.5 nautical miles to the northeast from Ponce. So here we go. Let's go ahead and disengage the autopilot. What we're going to do is we're going to start descending here to that traffic pattern altitude of 1,000 feet for some VFR traffic pattern work. As we get ready to descend, let's go ahead and set that mixture back to full rich or reduce power with the throttle. And we're going to establish ourselves here for a nice 45-degree entry for a left downwind to runway 12 for that touch and go. Alright, so here we are at about 1,000 feet. We're on a 45-degree to enter the left downwind for runway 2. The airfield is just off of my nose there, 12 o'clock. We're about 2.5 nautical miles. So then we'll make a right turn to enter that left downwind. Now, we still haven't been handed off the tower. So typically by now, in real life, you'd be handed off the tower. They probably tell you go ahead and enter that left downwind and report midfield. So we'll just pretend we're going to do that. And again, maintain that 1,000 feet when you are in the traffic pattern area. And let's go ahead and make a right turn here to enter the left downwind. And then we're going to fly the reciprocal heading there of 300 roughly. And San Juan Approach, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot on the left downwind, runway 12, touch and go. See what they say. We'll extend a little bit here.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, continue left downwind for runway 12, cleared for touch and go.
Continue left downwind and clear for the touch and go, runway 12, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. Alright, so we're going to extend a little bit here, but he did clear me for the touch and go, so we are good to set ourselves up here for the landing. So let's go ahead and start reducing power here. Let's make a left base. It's going to be a little shaky. Now keep in mind we do have some hills around here, so this could be a little tricky. There we go. Let's make that left final turn. Let's get 10 degrees of flaps down. A little overshoot there. And there we go. Keep an eye on the airspeed indicator there. We are within our VFE, or flaps extended, at the landing config. Let's go flaps full. And you can see we're going to have a left crosswind. And what I'll do is I'll give a call to San Juan approach when we are on the upwind after we've done the touch and go, and see if they instruct us to join the traffic pattern, or I'll request it. Actually, yeah, it looks like I was incorrect. It's a right crosswind. I said left, but it is a right crosswind here. I can see the windsock there just to the right of the Pappy. Two red, two white. I always pick the worst weather conditions or wind conditions for my videos, but it keeps me honest, so I don't mind it. That feels a little better. So for this crosswind, we're going to give it a little bit left rudder, right aileron down to get that right wing down into the wind. We're just practically floating here. There we go. Just give it full power now. Oh, easy, easy. Let's bring the flaps up. And let's rotate. Some right rudder now. Keep that turn slip coordinator nice and centered. And let's give San Juan approach a call. San Juan approach, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot on the upwind, runway 12, requesting to join the traffic pattern for a full stop.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, join the left downwind for runway 12, cleared for touch and go to full stop.
Join the left downwind and clear for touch and go, full stop for runway 12, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. Cool. I'll give him a call just to verify that this will be our last one. We're not going to do the touch and go. We're just coming in for full stop. Alright, so we've got a good climb right here. Let's go ahead and make a left crosswind turn here. As we're climbing up to 1,000 feet. Everything's good. Engine instruments check out. And let's make that left turn now for the left downwind. San Juan approach, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot, left downwind, runway 12. We'd like to make this a full stop.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Foxtrot cleared for full stop landing on runway 12.
Cleared full stop landing, runway 12, Skyhawk 333 Whiskey Foxtrot. Cool, cool. So everything is working pretty good. Not sure why they never handed us off to the tower here. I don't know if this is something that the SayIntentions app is just doing on its own, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe because we are in real weather, even though we're not in the real time. Maybe the tower closed down, so we are talking to approach. So that would make sense. All right, we're getting a little bit low here. Let's get on the power. Let's get back up to 1,000 feet. We'll take a similar trajectory to make this a full stop. All right, let's begin that left base. And keep in mind, when you are in the traffic pattern, you want to maintain standard rates of turn, right? No more than 30 degrees of bank. That's what we're trying to aim for here. There's the runway. Let's begin that left turn for final now. Overshot significantly once again, this time a lot worse. Let's slow her down. Let's bring back that power. Let's reduce our nose down attitude to bleed off some airspeed. There we go. We can go flaps 10 degrees. And same thing here, right? Expecting that right crosswind. A little bit of left rudder, right aileron when we're ready to touch down. Just watching my airspeed, letting it bleed off. And let's go flaps full. You can see how the aircraft wants to balloon up there. These winds got to be at least 15 knots, gusting a little bit more. Reminds me of my first cross countries here in the state of Florida. Some fun times. A little bit low here on the approach, so we're going to aim for those numbers right there. Let's give it some power, watching our airspeed. Alright, bringing back the power to idle. Left rudder. And we're sinking. Ooh, there we go. Alright, we're on the ground. Let's pick the flaps up. Let's find the nearest taxiway to exit runway 12. Let's go ahead and turn our ailerons to the right into the wind here so that we don't get flipped over. Alright, so while we taxi out of the runway, we'll pick back up as we're getting ready to shut down. And we'll go from there. Alright, so we're off the runway. Let's go back to altitude on. We can turn off our strobe and landing light. Turn the pitot heat off. Don't need that. Lean the mixture just a tad. Let's find a parking spot somewhere here. Here we go, right to the airport terminal. Why not? And as we're taxiing in, let's go ahead and just kill the mixture. There we go. Turn the ignition switch there off. Yeah, this looks good. All right. All lights coming off. Avionics master can come off. Parking brake is set. And finally, we can kill battery and alternator. Fuel shut off to off. There we go. And there we have it, folks. Ooh, not bad. Not bad parking at all. Right on the line, right on that hash mark. All right, guys. Well, I'd say SayIntentions is a phenomenal product so far. What can I say? It's refreshing to be able to do these types of VFR flights and make those requests on the fly, no pun intended. And you can see that SayIntentions handled it pretty well. So once again, I think if you are a student pilot, private pilot, or just looking to brush up on your skills, whether it's just for simulator purposes or real world flying, SayIntentions is definitely one of those resources that's going to enhance your experience. This really helps me a lot because in real world, when I'm doing VFR cross-country flights, flight following is a good resource to have. And here in Central Florida, air traffic controllers are pretty friendly. You'll never have a snappy controller, so as long as you comply with their instructions, and it helps you feel a little bit safer, especially if you've got passengers and family on board. So once again, Brian from SayIntentions, thanks for this awesome product. Man, we're so happy. And keep in mind that they're still developing this as we speak. We know that BeyondATC has some advantages, right? They have their own traffic injector and all kinds of cool stuff. However, I think in terms of authenticity and how you can make requests on the go, SayIntentions just has a better learning model. So I could be wrong with that. I might do another video, like I said, comparing it with BeyondATC to see how BeyondATC handles it. We're still fans of both products, but for now, I gotta tell you that SayIntentions will probably be my go-to, especially because you guys know that we love to do some general aviation flying. So guys, I'll let you decide what you like. Go ahead and drop those comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Like and comment and follow us. We're working on releasing videos. As always, we're now introducing the weekly news segment where we try to keep you, our community of followers, up to date with the latest news and updates coming down the pipeline. But guys, thanks again for watching. This is Captain Gonzo with that Flight Sim channel, wishing you all smooth landings and happy flying. We'll see you on the next one.